Well, welcome to Beyond the Spot on Atlantic TV. My name is Michael Gobadia. I'll be standing in for your host. I'm talking of no other person but Richard Wanji. While you do know on the African stage, the Women's African Cup of Nations seems to be taking a leading one as it concerns what is happening right there in Rabat, Morocco. And many people are really surprised with the results we tend to be getting, especially as it concerns those interesting matches. Like I said, that will take center stage on the show today, as much as other sporting gist that will definitely take center stage today on Beyond the Score. But talking about it, we have no other person but Richard joining us all the way live there at Rabat, Morocco. He'll be giving us updates on what is transpiring as it concerns not just the Super Falcons, but other teams that are trying to push in to see if they will definitely dethrone the 11-time winners of that very competition. I was talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Let's see if we'll connect straight to Richard right there in Rabat, Morocco, for him to give us a quick update on what's happening there and other exciting other exciting things as it concerns the world of sport. Hello, Richard.
All right, I can hear you.
Nice seeing you. You look pretty good and enjoying the warm weather. Unlike us being hit or being given more to enjoy as it concerns the rain that is falling right here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. Michael, top of the morning to you. It's afternoon already. Same time right here at 12:47 right here in Rabat, Morocco. The weather is very, very hot, and the hot weather right now here in Morocco. But we are out for the job. We're out to cover what always happen around the Women's African Cup of Nations.
Okay, now talking about the African Cup of Nations, Richard, it was a sad one for many Nigerians yesterday, looking at how the Super Falcons were being defeated by debutants Malawi. I know this is the third time we are losing our opening match. We lost our opening match in 2018, 1-0 to South Africa, and also in 2022, 2-1 to South Africa. But this will be the very first time we are being defeated by debutants Malawi. I know it's not a very happy one for many Nigerians out there, especially those that were part of not just only the crew, but the fans right there at Rabat, Morocco. So what seemed to have happened or what went wrong for the Super Falcons?
Now, there are different talking points about that particular game yesterday, from the issues around maybe the failure from the defense, from the midfield and everything. But, we spoke to the coach during the press conference yesterday, where I asked him specific questions personally. And one question I asked the coach of the Super Falcons, Justin Madubu, was the fact that, what happened around his goalkeeper. Chiamaka Inadozie is one very, very important part of that team.
Yes.
She has been with the Super Falcons for a great period of time now. She did well in the last WAFCON. She's doing well in her club in England, Brighton. And so the question was, what happened? Because beyond the whole whatever we saw, Chiamaka Inadozie was not very good at the game yesterday, at the post yesterday, where we saw 2-3 goals going in. And the coach defended her and said, no, we can't just only blame her. And we also spoke about the issue around distraction. Where the players were being distracted by the whole social media, boo and everything. Now, the fact that I hope the players have always been on social media of recent, and that has been a big, question where the players are being distracted. So that was another question we had to ask the players. The coach yesterday. We also spoke to Esther Okoronko, where she believed that they would bounce back. We also spoke to Christy Uchebi, who believes in the same thing, that it can happen. Now, as you said earlier, in 2018, it happened that same way, but the Super Falcons went all the way to do well. But let's not forget something. The Malawi national team, or the Malawi female national team, is a very, very strong team. Now, they have the current fifth best player in the world, not Africa, fifth best player in the world. So when you talk about the Chiwanga sisters, these ladies are very, very good, and she's doing well playing the NWFL in US. And so in Malawi team, they are good, because even the coach of the Malawian national team, coach, confirmed that these players have been there for 5 years. But it's also good for women's football, and let's agree that the time has come that we can now also agree that other teams can also beat the Super Falcons, and we must sit up because we have a next game to play against Zambia. We also have the last game against Egypt. And don't forget that if we lose against Zambia, automatically the Super Falcons are out of the Women's African competition.
Okay. Well, anyway, I really want you to give us a rundown of all that that transpired right there, not just only our match that we lost. And funny enough, I learned that before the match, Shehu Diko gave them those things that we were promised in 2025 when they won the AFCON of 2024. And we're talking about their houses and also a certificate of personal honors being given to them. So we were surprised that was not much of a motivator for them to win the match. But irrespective, well, anyway, it still remains a bitter taste in our mouth. So just give us a rundown of not just only that, but other interesting sporting gist that our lovely fans need to hear and know of.
All right, Michael, I'll take off from you, and I'll talk about the games so far that we have, some of the games we have so far in the Women's African Cup of Nation, and we'll also join Chief Swore, which of course had a special package for us, also helping us cover the Women's African Cup of Nation. We'll also talk about the Commonwealth on the show today. But let's look briefly at the game between Zambia and Egypt. It got everybody talking. Well, we saw Zambia defeat Egypt by 2 to nothing. Barbara Vanda is that player when it comes to football. Very, very good at what she's doing. She was on the score sheet, proving herself well, scoring that goals against Egypt. And don't forget, the reason why this game is very important to us is the fact that we have Zambia and Egypt in the same group where we have the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And also today we have the game between Ghana and Cape. That game will be happening in Casablanca. This is Rabat. That game will happen in Casablanca. And it will be a very, very interesting game where we'll see what would happen around that game. Also, we have the game between Cameroon and Mali. So it's building up from here. For me, it's very, very interesting, even though we're having low turnout of fans coming to watch the Women's African Cup of Nations. The stadium is just some few minutes from here, from where I am right now, 2 drops over, you get to the Medina Stadium, which is where the Super Falcons are playing. And Super Falcons are not also far from here. Their hotel where they are camping is just 10 story buildings from this particular spot where I'm reporting live from. So it's a very, very interesting one, Super. But let's go over to Chief Swore, where she gathered this report for us on Atlantic TV, talking about the Women's African Cup of Nations, which is happening live in Rabat, Morocco.
Good to know, people of God and people of sports. This is Atlantic TV, the space where we say if you get authentic gist as the heard from the south to the world. And this is now WAFCON Daily with your girl Chief Swallow. Good morning, the Chief. I talk about me. I'm going to tell you, I say today edition, not just the first game after the Super Falcons of Nigeria don't face off against Malawi. And we get to link up with legendary extra, not start on Moluabi when she be Desire Paranoze. She don't win WAFCON 4 times. And Desire get 1 or 2 things to talk about from waiting she see for inside the Nigeria versus Malawi game. The Scotia scotched Nigeria. Now late goals on a 5-goal thriller. In fact, Nigeria scored their 69th goal against a debutant side. The 6th Kosafa team, when we say they go play against the Scotias of Malawi, they play against Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, all of them, they beat them normally. In fact, the last thing when we say take points off Nigeria as a debutant, now a Tunisian side for 2008. And this is not the first time when we say these 2 sides, they jam each other for inside the WAFCON. The first time they played now for Blantyre back in the day, now 1-1 that team play out before Nigeria can't give them Tawa flog them again. And waiting the Chawinga sisters do, it really scatter a lot of things for Nigerians, can't put bad sweet for their mats. But just because they lose for this particular one, not mean say they will lose the tournament, because Hope still alive, as Desire Paranoze will mention. She safe, she don't even get involved for doing so. Websites for 2018, when they lose to South Africa for opening match, but they change the things and still manage to win the tournament. So anything they possible. Now 2 times Nigeria don't fumble for opening match and still manage to win tournament. But people not believe that kind of thing will still happen this time. If you ask me now, who I go ask, make we try to Desire and try to sum up now when we say the react, and then we'll take them back home as we head into Zambia match. Book.
Atlantic TV, I greet you now. Now your girl be this Desire Paranoze, and wait I get to talk about the match. Super Falcons Nigeria versus Malawi game. This game now. A very tough game, more exciting game. Me, I don't expect say you go the way you go, but say na football, and that's why we love football. All the time we see 1 or 2 surprises, and this game today it shows us the kind of surprise that the game carry come. The Chawinga sisters, their performance was amazing. The whole of all of their team, all of the Malawi team, they gave their absolute best. They do everything to make sure say the battle Nigeria do. And the Nigerian side too, being the 10 times champion, I know say every time they be team to beat, and today we see say they'll be walking the park anymore, you understand. But all in all, a very good game. I had fun, I enjoy them, So me, I know the panic, sha. I know the panic because it don't happen before. For 2018, when Nigeria they lost their opening game against South Africa, but still that same edition they still go win them. So the same thing if it still happen again, I believe in the team, and I know say this losing where they lose now, it go be eye opener for them. They will want come back to make it right and everything. So me, I know the panic. I believe in these girls, and I know say they no go let us down. So I'm rooting for Super Falcons to qualify through to the next round and go all the way to win it. Boko.
Well, we don't hear from what people all over, and that's the matter. They hope still they alive, but me say disappointment not the whole body. This now what they happen when we say you not get quality, which they call a preparation before the tournament starts. If your other sides they play 6 to 10 matches a piece, that was supposed to tell you say, oh boy, you said you're supposed to owe yourself to. Zambia don't show say they get voltage. Now 6-0, they tell you stay flog Egypt when we say just come back inside 10 years for inside the tournament. So that will tell you say who they beat 5-0 last year. If they even change out for them, can't even flog them on top. So the stakes they high as the day. But over to now for inside studio, Richard and my people, make it be so now dissect the matter, because if you ask me now for where I did me shift swore, now who I go ask until another edition for inside the WAFCON Daily we shift swore, I go catch you on the other side. Okay.
Alright, thank you for that beautiful report around what happened yesterday around the Super Falcons of Nigeria. That very interesting game against Malawi. Now, from there, let's move and talk about the Commonwealth game. The Commonwealth game is on as different talking points around Nigeria and their performance at the Commonwealth game. Some would say when it comes to the Commonwealth game, Nigeria always has a way, of doing well. And, that's the truth. Commonwealth games have a way of doing. But let's talk about that when it comes to shot put. Nigerian man when it comes to shot put, who is always
one that's proved himself well again. Talk about the man they call nobody else but Chukwemeka and Ewachi, who have proved himself well to get what we call a big one when it comes to getting to qualification, where he has gotten that straight qualification. So it's a very, very interesting one, very good one as it concerns the Commonwealth Games taking place in Scotland, and Nigeria keeps getting themselves well to win medals. Now, we're still talking about the Commonwealth Games as it concerns Nigeria. We are seeing a medal that is in wait for Temitope and Adesoya, who is doing well. They lost Nigerian athletes to drop through. And for many people, this is very, very, very interesting as it concerns the man they call Temitope Adeshina. With last Nigerian athletes to leave the stadium in day 2, hoping to get things well and everything. So interesting ones, see what's happening around the Commonwealth Games, and trust me, we're going to give you all the biggest updates around the world of sports. And not talking about transfer windows, it's a busy transfer window on already around the different leagues in Europe. Special talking points will be around Chelsea. Men talking about the fact that Chelsea are now looking like that club that really means business in this particular transfer. But let's not forget that the man called has done that big move and everything. But still, the big talking point will be how far can Chelsea be able to go? Is it count down to when the big leagues in Europe will resume? But the most interesting part of the whole thing is we'll see what will play out. But for now, it's the WAFCON in Rabat, Morocco. And for many of us, we keep on seeing what's happening around that very, very interesting game. And of course, don't forget that in Scotland, we have the Commonwealth Games that is on. Back to you, Michael in the studio. That's all I have for today. Tomorrow we'll have another very interesting, package or live from Morocco. Throughout the WAFCON, we'll have the special Beyond the Score package coming live from Morocco, where we'll be covering the WAFCON and also reporting from the streets of Morocco. Now, if I can give it back to Michael, who's in the studio there. Michael, interesting one. But I tell you, this was the beginning of the Women's African Cup of Nations. Zambia to go, Egypt to go, and hopefully the girls will get to the quarterfinals and build up to the semi-finals. But for us here, Beyond the Score would continue. But Beyond the Score is not just happening in Warri, it's also happening live in Rabat, Morocco.
Well, thank you so much, Richard. Anyway, our prayers and hope is that Nigeria to try and see how they'll do better against their Zambia counterparts when they pick them up. And I know they defeated Egypt 6-0, but will that be our own at the end of the day? Our prayers are there. But thank you so much, Richard. And just like what you have said, I will be hoping and sticking to see more updates coming all the way live from you, all the way from Rabat, Morocco. But all the same, just give us, or rather keep us posted with what seems to be happening. And definitely we'll be enjoying to get more from you come tomorrow. Well, thank you so much, Richard. And anyway, that's more like a